Hello everyone, welcome back to another tutorial, Sandbox tutorial. Today we're gonna look into cItems part 2. cItem mod. Sorry, I'm a bit ill. I think it's the Rona. Okay, on last episode we checked on cItem add, set an item, and we're gonna look at create, role, and list on this one. Create mod. Very summarized, this was created create. These I added this one because you guys could not stop asking me for ways of cItem to mod cItems properties, and that drove me crazy. Sandbox is not designed for that. There are ways you could achieve that. There are ways on designs. You always have to look for specific designs. A very common mistake is to think on a design based on what the rule book is telling you, that you want to achieve it specifically, very in a particular way that you want, like how you would play on a table, yeah. But that's not the right way to approach things. You need to think a bit differently. It's very complicated to change the basic design of cItems to affect other cItems, but there's a way, and create mod is the way to do it. I'm not going to explain on this tutorial how to do it because that's the advanced tutorial, but I'm going to explain you what does the create mod do. Okay, basically the create mod creates a property which is hidden. It doesn't exist. No, it exists, but you can't see it. It doesn't have a field, it's not linked to any panel. Okay, to show you this, I changed a bit the skill group and I added skill key. Okay, skill key is a property with skill key as key and is a simple text, and I just created a cItem called stealth of the skill group with the skill key that is called stealth. I just typed stealth in there. Remember that any property that is hidden in a group, so skill group has skill key and skill key is hidden, marked as hidden, it would appear, it will be generated on the attributes tab of the cItem, but it won't be shown on the table. Okay? Alright, so why am I doing this? I'm going to create a mod that is going to be a create mod and is going to create a let me see if this works. It shouldn't work. No, sorry. So it's going to create the stealth property and the value, should have done it another way, is going to be mod here, but let's do it very simple. The value is going to be 2. Okay, so if I add, sorry because of this confusion, not feeling very well, but you'll understand this in the advanced tutorial. So I'm going to add stealth here, and again you can't see that new property, but if I press on F12 and I open our last render actor sheet, you don't need to know this right now, okay? Debugging is something that I'll teach in a future tutorial. And I look at the data map, data here, attributes, and I look onto the list, I see stealth. You see the value 2. So the stealth property is hidden, you cannot see it, and has been created by this mod, okay? Just for you to have an idea, why would this be useful? As I said earlier, we're gonna have a way for those to create properties that are hidden, that are going to be linked with auto values to other values inside the cItem. So we're gonna be able to trigger them to target them in order to change things inside cItems. But that is very complicated for now. Just for you to know that you can create properties this way. Okay, let's remove this, press F12 again, and let's go to the second part of this. So Now we're going to talk about the role. Okay, for that we need to create a role. I think the strength property had a role into it, so we can link into this one. Role 1d6, yes, fantastic. And it's going to have the strength ID. Okay, so what does the cItem mod role do? Let me show you. So we're going to create a new trait that is going to be called bonus to strength rolls. Okay, and basically we want a trait that will say that every strength roll sorry, gets a +2 modifier. Okay, how can we achieve that? With a role mod. Okay, so the role mod will add a specific value to any role with a specific ID. So you don't need to know this now. We'll look at this in the roles tutorial, the next tutorial, I guess. But every role is defined by a name, an ID, which is unique, is like a key. If it has a dialog panel and a role formula, okay? The ID is unique per role. So our strength role has a strength key as role ID, strength, okay? So I want that every strength role with this key to have a +2. Remember, never add a plus symbol to a cItem field, never. Okay, on the cItem fields, Sandbox already assumes 2 as a +2, as it's going to be additive. Yeah, but if you need the negative, yeah, you only need to add a minus, but never add the plus, because Sandbox will break while trying to execute that command. Okay, so now if I add the bonus to strength rolls, it appears as a trait. So we have a 1d6. I remember that roll. So if I click on this, we get a 4, 2 + 2, so it works perfectly. Okay, and if we lose that and we roll strength again, we lose that modifier. Okay, it's as easy as that. It's a very simple mod, very useful for situations where cItems add things like this, like traits or like magic items that add values to specific roles, etc. And now our last mod, which is the list mod. I get this a lot. How can you edit a list property? Okay, did I create one? I think I didn't. Okay, so let's create the test list, okay, before we can use this cItem mod. And it's going to be called test list. Dyslexic here today. Test list is going to be a list. It's going to be called list as a tag. And is only going to have one value, which is going to be none, and which is going to be the default value, none. Okay, we're going to add that into the attributes panel somewhere here. That's it. Test list, we drag it. It's going to be before the notes because I want it right after the AC. Again, as we tampered with the properties in the template, so we're going to rebuild it. There you go. We need to reload. Okay, there it is. So as you can see, the test list only has one value. Okay, now as I said, we want a trait that is going to be called test list editor, cItem. Okay, we need to add the group, which is going to be the traits group. Okay, all right, and we're going to add that mod, the list mod. Instantaneously, the list mod is a little bit different than the rest because it adds a new field called the mode. We have two modes, include and remove. Okay, so as you guessed, right, if I choose include, my test list will add the values that I need to separate by commas. Let's start with only one. Test value. No, let's add value A. Yeah, that looks cool. Okay, so let's test this. Okay, and there you have it. You see, right after I dragged it, we have the second value. Okay, now what if, and if I remove this item, it gets removed. What if instead of that, let me add an extra value to the test list, which is going to be called non-value C. Okay. We need to rebuild, of course, because we changed the property from including the template. We reload, and there you have it, value C, no? So as I was saying, now we want that this test list editor mod, instead of including the value A value, we want it to remove the value C list value from the list box. So we want it to stop being selectable. That's what it does, the remove. Okay, so now if we add the test list editor, boom, we lost that value. And if we remove the test list editor cItem, boom, we recover the value C. Okay, so it's a very easy way to do that. And this field here also, not yet, it's a modification I'm doing. Not yet, still doesn't accept, I think still doesn't accept role expressions, but it will be soon. Okay, now explained everything there is about cItem mods. The only thing pending is the conditionals. Okay, now oh my gosh, sorry. Now remember that we just created the bonus strength rolls, and we're gonna have a +2 to every strength roll, but we want to have a condition for that. Only this trait is only useful is if our basic strength is over 10. Okay, we don't want to grant that bonus to any actor that doesn't have a 11 or more strength. Sorry, how do we do that? We add a conditional. We need to include the conditional attribute, which is a property within the actor. It's going to be the strength one. That's the one that we want to check. So we need to add the key. Okay, and we're gonna add higher. So only if it's higher than 10, like we said. Okay, so if the strength is higher than 10, we're gonna get the bonus. Okay, so if I roll now with a strength of 8, the 1d6 is not gonna get the bonus. That's it. If my strength is 12, if I roll strength, the bonus is 5. That's it. Yeah, okay, easy. So that's a conditional for you. You have 3 ways to use conditionals here. Oh, I should add the not to this one. Yes, that would be very useful for cItems. Sorry guys. Another thing I need to add, the not, like the panel's visibility. So you can choose between equal, higher and lower. Yeah, you only need to add here the key or an expression. I think this one also expression also accepts expressions, and that's it. So that basically is cItem mods and their visibility and conditionals. You know what, let's let's use these final 10-15 minutes to talk about that advanced way of using the create, okay, before I forget in the future tutorials, because my head is a mess. All right, now how can we do this? Now imagine that the skill mod has an auto value for the skills, okay? I'm sorry. And the auto value is going to be whatever value is the property within. What if I draw it so you guys can understand it? Yes. Okay, so I have a property, sorry, cItem that is going to be a skill, okay? Oh, this skill, okay? This skill, when added to the character, is going to create a property based on the skill key, okay? So if the skill key is stealth, okay, it's going to create, like we did earlier, the stealth property, yeah? But I also want the mod of this skill to have the same value than the stealth property, okay? So this is our basic way to modify cItems, okay? For that, I need to change skill mod, and I need to say that the skill mod is going to have an auto value equal to, oh, this is going to be complicated to explain right now, but remember when I told you about @ so now I'm going to tell you about hashtag and key name. Okay, so the hashtag, what refers to is to a property inside the cItem. Hashtag for cItem, @ for actor property, yeah? But then there's another cool thing, which is this expression key name, okay? So what does this does is the same as, wait a second, this. So this one is exactly the same as this one, okay? Now what I'm going to use is this. Now before your brain melts, what did I do here and what am I trying to achieve here? Basically what I'm telling Sandbox is my mod, okay, my mod, these two underscores, what they do, this instruction is telling me look for a property in the actor with this key. So the value of the mod is going to look for a property inside the actor with a specific key, this key contained in the skill key, okay? So if the skill key is stealth, the auto value of the skill mod is going to be equal to that stealth property that we're going to create, yeah? I know it can be a bit complicated right now, but just hang in there. So now we go into the skill, the stealth skill, yeah? And we create that stealth with 0, yeah? Okay? All right. Now, let's see what happens here. Why 2? Because we already added the stealth value before and the mod had a 2, okay? But if we do it, you'll see that if we do it in a new actor, test actor 3, and apologies for that, if we add the stealth, now it's 0, okay? Because we've never messed with this one before. Now, imagine that now we want that cItem that we say is going to be a trait. Yeah, it's going to be a trait. Let's add it as a trait. And this trait is going to be bonus to stealth mod. Okay? The stealth skill gets a +3. Okay, so now let's remove this one and we add a mod that adds to the stealth property a 3. So what are we achieving here? That is going to add to the hidden stealth property inside the actor that has been created by this stealth cItem is going to add 3. Okay, sorry for the cut, but I found a little bug that I'm going to fix for this dev version, so we'll have it tonight or tomorrow on the Patreon and soon on public. So right now you can't do this because there's a problem with a bit of the code, but if you are on Patreon you're able to do this, or if you wait a couple of weeks until this goes public, will be perfect. Okay, so let me test it. So as you can see right now, again, as our intention is to add a bonus, no, this one, no, bonus to stealth mod. Yeah, so I add it and stealth goes up to 3, but I can't touch mod, as you can see, because it's a hidden property. So that's the way you can use a cItem, which is this one, bonus to stealth mod as a trait, to edit another cItem. The property of another cItem is a bit convoluted, but again, is your best bet right now. Yeah. Okay guys, thanks a lot. Next tutorial we're going to focus on role expressions. We're going to look at all of these strange role expressions and how to make roles and how to master roles. Okay, and the following one, if role expressions only take us one tutorial, which I doubt. So, and the final one is going to be the CSS, something that everyone is asking about. And once this series of tutorials finished, then I'll try to finish and tackle finally the wiki. And if anyone wants to help me, you're very welcome. Thanks a lot for your support. See you soon. Bye.